the Washington Post had an article titled, "Why Can't We Hate Men?" Really? In a mainstream publication? And a Huffington Post editor tweeted, #kill all men. And you can buy t-shirts that are supposed to be funny. So many men, so little ammunition. And some books are really quite blunt. They have titles like "I Hate Men" and "No Good Men" and "A Men Necessary." So this is what boys are growing up with. And by the way, I found examples from men as well. There's a male author who wrote a book in which he said, talking about healthy masculinity is like talking about healthy cancer. And this one was more recent, so you might have seen it. It was in the news. The director of the movie Avatar, James Cameron, was in the news saying, testosterone is a toxin that you have to work out of your system. And so no wonder young men are growing up being confused. And I quoted a psychotherapist who writes regularly for the Wall Street Journal. And she said, the young men coming into my practice are increasingly feeling beaten down, demoralized, defeated, because they feel like they're growing up in a culture that's hostile to masculinity. And by the way, when I told my class at Houston Christian University that I was writing a book on masculinity, one of my male students shot back, "What masculinity? It's been beaten out of us." So it's everywhere, even in a Christian school, young men are feeling that the culture is hostile to masculinity. And that's why I wrote the book, is because I wanted to ask, where is this coming from? How can we understand it better? You can't stand against a social trend unless you can say, here's where it's from, and here's how we can counter it. So that's the goal of my book, is to understand where it comes from and, how can we fix this trend?